In this video, we're going to talk about basic need grants, grants for financial assistance, and basic needs like food, shelter, and clothing. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Rinde from AskRinde, and welcome to the #1 community for real estate, income, and credit. So if you'd like to know more about emergency financial assistance, and basic need grants, grants to cover your food, shelter, and your clothing, make sure you watch the video to the end and leave a comment below if you need help with anything. There's nothing like having your basic needs met. With the cost of living going up everywhere, cost of goods going up due to supply chain disruptions, rent moratoriums, and mortgage moratoriums expiring, many are having their basic needs challenged. As we've seen in today's world, disruption always looms. From pandemics, to storms, to high cost of living, to job and income loss, to weather-related disruptions, and more. And when it happens, people look for the first thing, and that is to cover their basic needs. Their food, their shelter, and their clothing. And when these things happen, you need to know where to get help. Basic need grants help people with temporary setbacks, short-term assistance, and recover from emergencies by getting financial assistance. Most basic need grants flow through organizations. Knowing the right ones are key. Number 1, the behind the scenes grant. So this grant helps with basic needs such as work cancellations, lack of income, and also serious illnesses. Now the grant primarily tends to favor those who are in the acting community or have been involved in the acting community in the last few years. And specifically for financial assistance and those who are in need of financial assistance, they work with several organizations including the Motion Picture and Television Fund, Music Cares, and also AFC if you're in Canada. And they've made this grant and funds available for those who are experiencing temporary setbacks. So the requirements to apply for this grant include: you need a hardship letter explaining your medical and financial hardship, a copy of your work history, a copy of your current bank statement, and you also need a copy of your last 2 years' tax return. Now the way this grant is dispersed is that you submit your bills to them, and then they send the funds directly to the service provider. To get help and to get more information on this grant, you can go directly to their website at behindthescenescharity.org. You can also go to btshelp.org. We've also included their grant application in our resource area, so you can actually check that by going to our resource area and clicking on the application section. Number 2, W.W. Smith Charitable Trust. So this is one of the top foundations for basic needs. For over 30 years, W.W. Smith Charitable Trust has met the needs of the young and elderly, making available for them the necessities to sustain life, specifically their basic needs, such as food, shelter, and clothing. Located in the Northeast and focused on the Delaware, Philadelphia, and Camden, New Jersey region, they help where government and private assistance is not available. So as I shared earlier, most basic needs grants flow through organization. And it's the same thing with the W.W. Smith Charitable Trust. They actually work with several organizations to administer the funds that they're giving out for basic need grants. They also help low-income families with housing, medical assistance, food, and also clothing. This year, the deadline to apply for the basic needs grants is December 15th. So to get more information on their basic needs grant, you can go to their website at www.smithcharitabletrust.org, or you can call 610-397-1844. Number 3, the Sunny Empire Basic Needs Grant. $154,000 in grants. So the Sunny Empire State College Foundation in Saratoga Springs, New York, has been awarded a $154,000 grant called the Basic Needs Intervention Pilot. Now the purpose of this grant is to provide emergency grants for students. Some students are struggling to get their basic needs met. Their parents didn't have all the money to be able to send them back to school, so they're struggling financially and also struggling with their shelter, having food and also clothing. So the grant program creates intervention techniques to help locate where the students need help the most, whether it's financially, whether it's their shelter, whether it's their food, whether it's their clothing. And the grants will be given over a 2-year period. And they're going to start the first phase by giving students in need a $250 grant to begin with. Now the goal for the pilot program is to help 300 students per year over the course of the next 2 years. To apply for the grant, the student just needs to be enrolled in the pilot program and then just request for an emergency grant at the time of need. So these are just a few of the many basic needs grants that exist all around the country. The key to finding them is to know which organizations have them. So we've included many basic needs organizations in our resource area. You can actually go to our resource area by going to my website, AskRinde.com, clicking on grants, and getting started today. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. You can also email me. My email address is AskRindeNetwork@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.